Guys, the new season is less than 2 weeks away. And I know I've been putting out videos like this, but I do have a loot warning video that I wanted to give out, essentially for those weapons that are going away this season. And like all of us, we tend to FOMO, right? I mean, I deleted my God roll Palindrome thinking we were gonna get Pallies in the future. And sometimes RNG only blesses you once, hence why my vault is always slammed. Needless to say, as we go into this new season, I know a lot of us tend to kind of just go through our vault and get rid of things to make room for that next sweet, sweet loot. However, here are some of the weapons that I want you to consider before you delete. Starting with, of course, Palindrome. Guys, Palindrome is going away. We were hoping this week's Nightfall was going to be dropping Pally. It is being speculated now that Palindrome will actually be dropping next week, which will be the final week of the season, and it will be double loot. But to be honest with you guys, it may just be Silicon Aroma yet again. Overall, loot this season has been really, really funky. I think Bungie actually ended up changing the loot drops out. But Palindrome is such a great hand cannon, guys, for so many reasons. Take it from me. I had the God roll. I had small bore ricochet rounds, quick draw, rangefinder. It doesn't get any better than that. And due to some stupid Grandmaster competition, which is not really stupid, it's a lot of fun, I ended up having to delete it. And it was because of you bastards. Regardless though, Palindrome this season is dropping with things like Stunning Recovery and that Origin trait where it refills your magazine upon stunning a champion, Vanguard's Vindication where you actually gain health for every final blow. Fingers crossed Palindrome will be the drop next week. I'm already satisfied with Silicon Aroma. We're gonna get it back again next season. It'll be in rotation, but things like Rangefinder is always a play on this hand cannon for PvP. High Impact Reserves is also really nice if you're willing to prime the weapon down. And if you want to get stupid, you could do things like Rangefinder killing Win. And then for PvE, hands down, One for All, Overflow, very, very good. You can even throw Thresh in there if you want. Stats for All with One for All, which synergizes perfectly. So again, a lot of great things on this hand cannon. It is going away, so try and get it if you can. The next weapon that's also going away that is Nightfall affiliated is the Comedian. But Cross, Comedian is arguably one of the worst guns in the game. You're not wrong, which is why if you don't have a God roll Comedian, it's not the end of the world. Unless we get something crazy like anti-barrier shotgun in the future, then maybe I would be like, yo, I wish I would have kept that Genesis Vorpal weapon Comedian. Is that gonna happen? I don't think so, but you never know. Now, the next two weapons are both Iron Banner weapons. One of them is actually Les's favorite hand cannon in the game, that is Finite Impactor. Now, personally, I'm not too crazy about Finite Impactor because a lot of the times to bring it on par with other hand cannons and their range, you have to do things like add Iron Reach, which really hurts stability. And as we know, going into the next sandbox, flinch resistance is going to be very dependent on your stability. Since Iron Reach hurts your stability but greatly improves that range, it is not going to be a good trait to use if you're looking to combat that. Now, if you have not checked out our video breaking down airborne effectiveness and flinch resistance and the math and everything behind it and what to look for in certain weapons, feel free to check that video out. We did a complete breakdown on it. But essentially, what you would consider the God roll Finite Impactor, and I even have a God roll with like max range, Iron Reach, slide ways to combat that stability nerf. And of course, if you're getting it this season, it's also dropping with Sura Synergy, which grants handling and that flinch resist upon reloading. So there are ways to combat it. I just don't think it's going to be good enough, right? But again, you got people like Les that swear up and down about this hand cannon. I will say this though, that One for All, Stats for All roll on it is very, very good, considering it does arc damage. If we get something like Arc Flow next season, kind of like Volatile Flow, or maybe even the season after, Finite Impactor could be a great choice to use there. Another weapon that's going away is Occluded Finality, aka the Telescope Sniper, and for good reason. It's got 58 zoom, man. Now, Bungie has been actually kind of nerfing or going about nerfing high zoom sniper rifles, and essentially they're trying to drive us to use some of the more lower zoom sniper rifles, most notably things like rapid fire frames, which nobody really cares about. However, we will be reviewing that one rapid fire frame from this season. It's craftable. But speaking on Occluded Finality, it does contain a roll that's really interesting, and that is actually that under pressure opening shot roll. I actually kept this roll myself, and the reason why this roll is such an interesting one is because every sniper rifle next season is getting that bump there in its handling, and essentially a lot of sniper rifles next season are gonna feel much snappier, meaning this eliminates the need or the necessity for snapshot, so in theory, which means we can double up on things like under pressure and opening shot, both of them boosting the hell out of your accuracy. And with the weapon being snappier now, it's going to be even easier to land those shots. Just something to keep in mind, guys. Outside of that, for PvE, you do have Vorpal, you do have auto-loading holster, you also have firing line there, a good run and gun option. And considering we have things like acute burns inside of Nightfalls, having an arc sniper rifle, especially one with Vorpal or even firing line, is a great option to have for PvE. By the way, Iron Banner is going on this week. This is your final week to get these weapons. Turn in your bounties and your tokens. Both of those things are going away away this season. There is an Iron Banner rework right around the corner. So spin them all this week, guys. Do not sit on them. Now, the final two weapons are Trials of Osiris weapons. And I'm actually really sad that I think I missed out on these. We have one more Trials week next week, and that is actually the Messenger and Shayura. Now, going over to the Messenger, I have a number of God rolls that I've previously gotten in other seasons, but this season it was actually dropping with those same rolls, plus more, with Alacrity. And Alacrity, by the way, I don't think Bungie's even addressed it, but it like procs randomly in Trials matches, despite your teammates being alive. It's supposed to be something that only procs when running solo. But Alacrity also procs in PvE in solo-based content. It's a very, very good perk, though, that gives increase in reload, stability, aim assist, and range. And for PvE, I don't want you to overlook a one-for-all, stats-for-all role. You can still take advantage of things like Rapid Hit, Kill Clip. Desperado is also good. And if I'm remembering correctly, I believe Desperado is actually going to be getting a change for the better inside of PvE. Although inside of PvP, it is receiving a slight nerf. But again, we'll double check that. Regardless, though, for PvP, I still love that Rapid Hit Desperado role. We're going to see how big of a nerf that is next season. If it is a huge nerf, I would suggest, guys, keeping a Kill Clip role. Kill Clip on high impacts is really good. I know everybody likes to just blow their load with Desperado, but Kill Clip is a whopper. What sucks for me, man, is I have never kept a single Kill Clip role of the Messenger. So if you're going through your vault and you're like, yo, Desperado is king, I'm just going to delete this Kill Clip role. For the love of God, don't do it. Keep it. Keep it, man. Because with the range buff coming next season, that could be meta. Now, the other weapon on this list is, of course, Shayura. I'm not too crazy about Shayura right now. It is a good submachine gun, but again, it's also getting a range nerf next season. However, I will say this, considering flinch resist is going to be very much dependent on your stability, considering that this weapon intrinsically is a precision frame, I'm thinking that even though other SMGs have better TTK values, because of the flinch resist change, I actually think Shayura may be not necessarily the best weapon, but one of the best weapons just purely for its consistency, despite the range nerf. We'll see what plays out, but in terms of God rolls for this weapon, Kill Clip all day long. I used to love running a Kill Clip tunnel vision roll. You also have perpetual motion on this weapon with Kill Clip. Tap the trigger, dynamic sway, tap the trigger, moving target if you want to just get stupid with that target acquisition. Couple PvE rolls like Golden Tricorn, perpetual motion. There's a lot of good options here. And again, Alacrity being the origin traits on Shayura just elevates his weapon above its predecessors. So guys, take a look at your vaults. I'm not trying to like hit you with a bunch of FOMO. Honestly, for these weapons that go away, I wish Bungie would do like a final week of like all of these just dropping like crazy, like Comedian, Palindrome, Messenger, Shayura's Wrath. It's just going nuts, right? Now, some other things. We're almost certain that next season, we're going to actually be able to focus Umbrals for Season of the Risen weapons. And considering that the Psyops Battleground activity won't be going away either, so all those weapons should be easy to obtain next season. But transitioning to the role loot pool will be Crisis Inverted, Herod C, and Fortismo 11. Those wondering what's going to happen to those weapons. Also, for those that are actually leveling up red box weapons and pulling out the elements, listen, when you do this, pull out just the 300 neutral elements. Don't worry about any of the other materials. Unless you're just absolutely having to craft something right now, all those other elements, Ruinous, Adroit, Mutable, Energetic, Drown, they're all going away. So if you're stockpiling those elements right now, don't. They're literally going away and you're missing out on 100 neutral elements when you pull materials. So something to keep in mind, guys. The main thing you want to just shoot for is neutral elements. You got a 10,000 cap, top that off, and you'll be good to go for crafting next season. Or at least for like 2.5 weapons. Dude, it's so expensive, right? Well, guys, let me know in the comments below if we missed anything. I'm sure this week we'll probably even get some more clarification. There's a reason why my vault stays so full, because you never know what's going to be meta next. Fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching. And as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.